of Mount Everest was caused by glacial lake outbursts. Similarly, the unexpected flood in Rasua along Nepal-China border in the north on July 8, 2025, according to experts, was the result of glacial lake outbursts. Recently, ICIMOD used satellite images and other research to identify 47 glacial lakes that could burst at any time, causing harm to human settlement in Nepal. The study shows that many of these high-risk lakes are located within Koshi River Basin. ICIMOD's General Director Dr. Pema Gyamso says that the climate change and rising temperature are the main reasons behind the bursting of these lakes. Gyamso adds that to stop such disasters, there must be strong investment in the early warning systems and emergency preparation.
Collaboration चाहिए, cooperation transboundary. अब हाम्रो 8वटा देश छ इन्दो-कोशी हिमालयमा, त्यसमा हामीले इन्फर्मेसन एक्सचेन्ज गर्ने, साइन्टिफिक कोअपरेसन, अब त्यसको लागि पनि इन्भेस्टमेन्ट चाहियो, फन्डिङ चाहियो, त्यसको पनि प्रब्लम छ। अन्त हामीले अहिले इसिमोड चाहिँ यो पोलिटिकली न्युट्रल भएर हामीले चाहिँ के गर्दैछौँ भने साइन्टिस्टहरू र हाम्रो पोलिसी मेकर्सहरू लिएर डिस्कस चाहिँ हुँदैछ, तर हामीले अलिक यो भन्दा बेसी कोअपरेसन चाहिँ गर्दैछ, खास चाहिँ कोअर्डिनेसन कोअपरेसन हो। हामीले यो रिसोर्सेस र यो नपुगेर पनि कोअपरेसन छ भने अहिले भन्दा बेसी हामीले त्यो प्रिभेन्सन गर्न सक्छौँ डिसास्टरलाई।
Out of the 47 risky glacial lakes, 25 are located in China, 21 are inside Nepal, and 1 lies on the Indian side. Even if the lakes in China and India burst, the damage would still reach Nepal's settlement downstream. Records show that glacial lake outbursts have been causing destruction in Nepal for decades. In the past 24 years alone, 26 glacial lake outbursts have been recorded. Among them, 14 occurred inside Nepal itself. Research shows that Lower Boran Lake is one of the lakes posing highest risk that could affect the nearby settlements. Similarly, Chamlang, Inja, Lumding, and Thulangi glacial lakes are also at high risk. If large amount of stored water releases at once, the resulting flood could be even bigger than the recent ones in Rasua. When heavy snow or ice falls onto the glacial lake, it can displace the water, causing sudden floods downstream. Large blocks of ice or rock sliding onto the lake can push the water out, creating massive flood carrying mud, rocks, and debris. Experts believe that Nepal still needs to do much more to reduce the impact of climate change. They say cooperation in the international community and greater national investment in prevention and protection are both essential.
Welcome to the studios of NTV World in Kathmandu, Public Service Broadcasting PSB Nepal's new initiative to make Nepal more visible and audible to the global audience. Welcome on board.
This is NTV World, facts that speak, insights that matter.
Telling the stories of a changing planet. NTV World, Nepal's perspective to the world.
Exploring the heartbeat of Nepali creativity. This is NTV World.
The power of story shaped by technology. NTV World.
Unearthing Nepal's hidden heritage. Discovering the timeless Nepal.
telling stories that endure across centuries, where culture breathes, stories bloom.
When the world moves, we make a sense of it. NTV World.
Taste of Nepal. Every recipe, every flavor tells the story.
Journalism in the digital age. Fast, focused, verified.
Stories hold power. Stories reflecting life. Stories of the hinterlands.
Reporting for public service broadcasting.
Reporting for NTV World.
This is NTV World. Welcome to News Hour.
This is NTV World. Welcome to Primetime News.
One story at a time.
Crossing borders, connecting voices, where Nepal meets the world in dialogue. This is NTV World, Nepal's perspective to the world.
Voices that connect Nepal to the world, bringing perspective, region and relevance to every story. NTV World, Nepal's perspective to the world.
Stand by. Mic is on.
3, 2, 1, cue.
We are NTV World.
Pashupatinath is located in the eastern part of Kantipur city, approximately 5 kilometers away from Bagmati River. During the Lichavi period, the area surrounding Pashupatinath was known for animal rearing. This region includes Duasthali, Guveshwari, Gaurighat, Chaba Hill, Ganeshtan, and Kotuwali, all of which are part of the Pashupatinath area. In 1979 AD, UNESCO designated Pashupatinath as a World Heritage Site. The blessings of Pashupatinath have been revered since ancient times, indicating the site's significance long before the Lichavi dynasty. The presence of Jyotirlinga, a sacred representation of Lord Shiva, is mentioned in one of the ancient texts, highlighting its historical and religious importance.
पशुपतिनाथको चाहिँ प्रादुर्भाव पहिला यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा ठुलो ढिस्को भएको, त्यो ढिस्कोभित्र चाहिँ गरिरहेको होइन। अब त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ एउटा कृतिपुरतिरको गोपालको गाई चर्न आउँदै रहेछन्। त्यो चर्न आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ नि उनले त्यो दुध यहाँ आफै स्वतस्फूर्त रूपबाट बगाउँदै रहेछन्। त्यो जुन दुध बगाउँथ्यो त्यो बनेको ठाउँमा के हो भनेर हेर्दाखेरि पछि खनेर हेर्दा त्यहाँ चाहिँ भगवान शिवको ज्योतिर्लिङ्ग उत्पत्ति भएको कुराहरू हाम्रो वंशावलीमा पाइन्छ। तर भगवान पशुपतिनाथ मुनिको अनादिदेखि नै उहाँ चाहिँ वैदिक कालदेखि नै, किनभने वेदमा जताततै भगवान पशुपतिनाथको चाहिँ वर्णन पाइन्छ, उहाँको चाहिँ स्तुतिगान गरिएको पाइन्छ। र फेरि हाम्रो शास्त्रले भगवान पशुपतिनाथलाई चाहिँ यो सृष्टिको केन्द्रबिन्दुमा राखेको छ। यो सृष्टि जसले गरे, हुन त चाहिँ ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर हामी तीन देवता त्रिदेव भनेर मान्छौँ। ब्रह्माले यसको सृष्टि गर्नुभयो, त्यस्तै चाहिँ भगवान विष्णुले पालन गर्नुभएको छ। त्यसपछि यसको संहार गर्ने चाहिँ को त भन्दा भगवान पशुपतिनाथ शिव।
गर्ने परिक्रमा गर्ने विधि छ। बाहिरी परिक्रमा गर्दाखेरि गौरी घाट गएर पहिला गौरी घाटमा स्नान गर्ने, त्यसपछि माथि उठेर किरातेश्वरको दर्शन गर्ने, किरातेश्वरबाट तल ओर्लेपछि किरातेश्वरको त्यो भर्याङ ओर्लिसकेपछि गुहेश्वरी नपुग्दैखेरि दायाँ बायाँ जति पनि शिवालयहरू छ त्यो शिवालयको दर्शन गर्दै जाने। अनि गुहेश्वरीको ढोका बाहिर पनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ बागमतीको किनारमा पनि विभिन्न किसिमका मूर्तिहरू छन्, देवी देवताका मन्दिरहरू छन्, त्यो दर्शन गरेर गुहेश्वरी गएर गुहेश्वरीको बाहिरपट्टि चाहिँ शिवलिङ्ग भयो, गुहेश्वरीको भित्र पीठ सबै दर्शन गरिसकेपछि अनि भर्याङ उक्लेर माथिपट्टि हामी गोरखनाथ पुग्छौँ। गोरखनाथको दर्शन गर्ने, गोरखनाथको अगाडि पनि मनोकामना माईको मन्दिर छ, त्यहाँको दर्शन गर्ने। त्यसपछि अझै अगाडि गएपछि मृगस्थलीको माथि विश्वरूपाको मन्दिर छ, जसलाई जङ्गबहादुरले निर्माण गरेका थिए। त्यो एउटा अचम्मको मन्दिर छ। कामेश्वरीको शिवजीको विशाल तान्त्रिक विधिले पूजा गर्ने, यन्त्रमा उपासना गरिने ठुलो मन्दिर छ। भुइँचालोपछि त्यो अलिकति अव्यवस्थित रूपमा छ, त्यसको निर्माण कार्य हुँदैछ, त्यहाँ दर्शन गर्ने। त्यसपछि हामी तल भर्याङ ओर्लिन्छौँ अब बागमती जानको लागि, पशुपति तेह्रमा लाग्नको लागि। त्यो गरिसकेपछि राम मन्दिर दर्शन गर्ने र राम मन्दिर दर्शन गरिसकेपछि खोलाको किनारै किनारा नियमले के भन्छ भन्दा त्यहाँ तीरगङ्गामा गएर त्यो भगवान चाहिँ विष्णु विक्रान्तको दर्शन गर्ने। त्यसपछि फेरि गएर पारिपट्टि गएर वज्रेश्वरी, पशुपतिनाथलाई 9वटा देवीहरूले घेरेर बसेको मध्ये त्यहाँ वज्रेश्वरीको मन्दिर छ, पिङ्गलेश्वरी पनि भनिन्छ, त्यहाँ दर्शन गर्ने। अनि बागमती पारी आएर राजराजेश्वरीको दर्शन गर्ने। अनि फर्केर चाहिँ आर्यघाट आउँछ। आर्यघाट लिएर आइसकेपछि मङ्गला गौरीको दर्शन गर्ने, वत्सलेश्वरी सबै शक्तिपीठ। भगवान शिवजीले पनि के भन्छ, पहिला सबै शक्तिपीठहरूको दर्शन गरेर मात्रै म कहाँ आउनु भन्नुभएको छ। त्यसपछि वत्सला देवीको दर्शन गर्ने। अनि त्यसपछि बागमतीको तल किनार ओर्लेर बागमती पशुपतिनाथलाई चढाइएको जुन जल छ, पञ्चामृत जल छ, तल चाहिँ तारकेश्वर भने ठ्याक्क लिएर 64 सबै शिवलिङ्गको दर्शन गरेर दक्षिण ढोकाबाट प्रवेश, पशुपतिनाथको दक्षिण ढोकाबाट प्रवेश गरेर दर्शन गर्नु भन्ने चाहिँ उल्लेख छ। र अब अहिले कुरा आउँछ, अहिले पनि भनेको थिएँ दक्षिणपट्टि पशुपतिनाथको दर्शन गर्न आउँदा कीर्तिमुख भैरवको चाहिँ पहिला दर्शन गरेर म कहाँ आउनु भन्नुभएकै छ हैन।
In the Gopal Raj dynasty, King Supuspadev described Pashupatinath as Varna Vyavastha. Following Supuspadev, every subsequent king incorporated the name of Pashupatinath within their own names. King Vaskardev offered 3 kosh to Pashupatinath, Brishdev presented a Trishul, Dharmadev contributed a Brishjos, and Narendradev offered various kosh made from different materials. Finally, Jayadev offered a lotus to Pashupatinath.
अहिले हामीले पूजा गर्ने शिवलिङ्ग भनेको चाहिँ 14औं शताब्दीको त्यो भित्रको चाहिँ, तर पशुपति क्षेत्र मन्दिर भित्र त्यो भन्दा पुराना अरु मन्दिर मूर्तिहरू पनि छन्, अन्य शिवलिङ्गहरू पनि छन्, जसमध्ये यो पशुपतिको मन्दिर भित्रै परिसर भित्रै एउटा एकदम पुरानो मन्दिर र जसमा भएका मूर्तिहरू पनि एकदम राम्रो मूर्तिहरू छन्, जसमध्ये त्यसमा के छ भने ब्रह्माको मन्दिर भन्छौँ हामी। अब ब्रह्मा चाहिँ नि सनातन धर्मावलम्बीहरूले जब त्रिदेवको पूजा गर्न थाले, ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर भन्ने 3टा देवताको पूजा गर्न थाले, त्यसमा ब्रह्मा सृष्टिकर्ता भए, विष्णु पालनकर्ता भए र शिव संहारकर्ता भए। यो 3टै देवताको पूजा हुने क्रममा विष्णु र शिव चाहिँ निको एकदमै व्यापक भयो पूजा, तर ब्रह्माको विभिन्न पुराणमा विभिन्न कथाहरू छन्, ब्रह्माको पूजा नगर्ने चलन छ। यो पशुपति भित्र ब्रह्माको मन्दिर बनिने हामी पश्चिम ढोकाबाट पसेपछि देब्रेपट्टि पर्छ यो मन्दिर जुन शिखर शैलीमा बनेको छ। यसमा चाहिँ यो मन्दिरको बाहिरपट्टि थुप्रै पुराना मूर्तिहरू छन्। शिखर शैलीमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने गर्भगृहमा मात्रै मूर्ति स्थापना गरिँदैन, मन्दिरको बाहिर पनि मूर्ति स्थापना गरिन्छ।
During the Malla dynasty, the offerings made by the kings to Pashupatinath can still be seen today. Among these offerings, Lord Shiva at Pashupatinath received a copper roof and chadi and kamal. Finally, King Jai Singh presented a gold-made mekhla and a grand jatra was conducted.
हामीले प्राचीन कलाकृतिको कुरा गर्यौं भने लिच्छवी काल अथवा लिच्छवी काल भन्दा अघिको हामीसँग ढुङ्गाका मूर्ति मात्रै छन्। काठको किन भएन त भन्दाखेरि कसको आयु कति हो, ढुङ्गाको चाहिँ नि लामो आयु हुने भयो, तर काठ चाहिँ छिटो बिग्रिने हुनाले काठका मूर्तिहरू चाहिँ हामीले लिच्छवी कालको पाउँदैनौँ। अन्तिम लिच्छवी कालको भनेको के छन्, तर अहिले हामी उभिएर हामीले काठमाडौँमा हेर्यौं भने हामीले देख्ने जति पनि मन्दिरहरू छ, हामीले देख्ने जति पनि विहारहरू छ, जति पनि दरबारहरू छ, पार्टीहरू छ, त्यहाँ प्रयोग गरेका सबै काठका कलाकृतिहरू कुनै पनि हामीसँग लिच्छवी कालको छैन। त्यो सबै मल्लकालको पनि अन्तिम मल्लकाल तकका केही पुराना मल्लकालका 1-2 छन्, किनभने काठ लामो समयसम्म बस्दैन।
पशुपति क्षेत्र नेपालको एउटा महत्त्वपूर्ण सम्पदा क्षेत्र हो, जुन चाहिँ विश्व सम्पदामा पनि सूचीकृत छन्। र यो विश्व सम्पदामा सूचीकृत हुनुको विशेष कारणहरूमध्ये चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ त्यहाँको पुरातात्विक संरचना नै हुन्। त्यहाँ हामीले किराँत कालदेखि भनिएका हामीसँग धेरै मूर्तिहरू छन् र अभिलेखीय सम्पदाहरू हेर्ने हो भने 381 देखिको हामीसँग अभिलेखहरू नै छन्। र त्यहाँ रहेका विशिष्ट विभिन्न प्रकारका विभिन्न फेजका विभिन्न कालका सम्पदाहरू अहिले त्यहाँ सुरक्षित अवस्थामा रहेको छ भने त्यहाँ मूर्त र अमूर्त सम्पदाहरू पनि धेरै अगाडिदेखिका मूर्त र अमूर्त सम्पदाहरू अहिलेसम्म पनि कन्टिन्यू नै छ। त्यसमा अब हामीले त्यहाँको पूजादेखि लिएर त्यहाँको जात्रा पर्वहरू धेरै प्राचीन कालका पूजाहरू अहिले पनि कन्टिन्यूमा आएको छ भने विभिन्न समयमा चाहिँ लिच्छवी कालदेखि मल्लकाल, शाहकाल, राणा पिरियड भएकी सबै काललाई समेट्ने खालको त्यहाँ सम्पदाहरू त्यहाँ रहेको छ। त्यो हिसाबले पनि यो एउटा नेपालकै विभिन्न फेजलाई प्रतिनिधित्व गर्ने र मात्र काठमाडौँको होइन कि देशभरिबाट नै यो सम्पदा यो पशुपतिको त्यहाँ आदरको रूपमा आउने भिजिट गर्ने ठाउँ भएको कारणले यो सांस्कृतिक रूपमा, पुरातात्विक रूपमा र ऐतिहासिक रूपमा पनि अत्यन्त महत्त्वपूर्ण स्थलहरूको रूपमा रहेको छ। त्यसैले आधार लिएर हामीले विश्व सम्पदामा सूचीकृत गरेका थियौँ। काठमाडौँ उपत्यकाका 7वटा मोनुमेन्ट जोनमध्ये यो पनि एउटा महत्त्वपूर्ण साइटको रूपमा हामी लिन सकिन्छ।
In 1473 BS, Jyoti Malla renovated Pashupatinath. The priest Nityananda initiated the removal of the 3-story structure of Pashupatinath and reduced it to a single story. Queen Ganga, the consort of Shiva Singh, had the Bhasa Bamsawali written, which is still present today.
र राजभण्डारीहरू मिलेर काँचो धागो कपडा किनेर लिएर आएर त्यो पशुपतिनाथको बागमतीमा गएर त्यसलाई शुद्धि गरेर सुकाएर आफैले बुन्नुपर्छ, कसैले छुन पाइँदैन। उहाँहरू बसेर पशुपतिनाथ शङ्कराचार्यको मठ मुनि पान छ, कति दिन अगाडिदेखिको उहाँहरूले चोखो बसेर पूजा उपासना गरेर पशुपतिनाथ भित्र लिएर गएर त्यो पवित्र आरोहण चढाउने भन्ने चलन छ। अब त्यो किन गरिएको त भन्दा यो चाहिँ जनै पूर्णिमाको अघिल्लो दिन भगवान पशुपतिनाथ चाहिँ त्यो दिन पशुपतिनाथ छोडेर गोसाइँकुण्ड जानुहुन्छ। अघिल्लो दिन जनै पूर्णिमाको अघिल्लो दिन गोसाइँकुण्ड जानुहुन्छ। अब गोसाइँकुण्ड भनेको त हिमाली क्षेत्रमा पर्ने जाडो हुन्छ, भगवान पशुपतिनाथ जाडो हुन्छ भने त्यो लुगा पहिराएको। त्यसरी चाहिँ त्यहाँ गर्ने र अनि सर्वसाधारणलाई पनि बाँड्नको निम्ति पटुका त्यसलाई पुका भनिन्छ, जनै जस्तो बनाएर अनि भगवान पशुपतिनाथ अर्पण गरिसकेपछि त्यसको प्रसादको रूपमा सर्वसाधारणलाई पनि बाँड्ने। बलम्बुमा एउटा नारायणको मन्दिर छ। त्यो बलम्बुको नारायणको मन्दिरमा पूजा गरिसकेर बाँकी रहेको पैसाले पशुपतिनाथमा शोभन जात्रा गर्नु, पशुपतिनाथलाई छाता चढाएर शोभन जात्रा गर्नु भनेर चाहिँ बलम्बुको अभिलेखमा उल्लेख छ। त्यस्तै एउटा अर्को चाहिँ पशुपतिनाथ र चाबेलको बिहार हेर्नुहोस् त, शिव मन्दिर र बिहारको कम्युनिकेसन दुईजनाको समन्वय भएको एउटा नागचा प्याखा भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा नाच छ। त्यसमा चाहिँ नाच नचाउने काम, नाचको ट्रेनिङ दिने, त्यो नाच्नेहरू चाहिँ बिहारले उपलब्ध गराउने, गहनाहरू सबै त्यो जुन महादेव र पार्वती बनेर नाचिने हो, महादेव र पार्वती बन्नलाई जसले गहना लगाउने त्यो गहना लगाउन दिने चाहिँ नि जयबागेश्वरी भण्डार तहबिलले दिने, बिहारबाट चाबेलको बिहारबाट नचाउँदै पशुपतिनाथ क्षेत्रमा ल्याउने। यो धेरै वर्षसम्म रोकिएको थियो, तर एउटा राम्रो पक्ष भनौँ फेरि त्यसलाई अहिले जगाइएको छ, फेरि निरन्तरता पाएको छ।
सबभन्दा पुरानो मूर्ति आजसम्म मानिएको अभिलेख भएको मूर्ति चाहिँ नि जसलाई हामी तिलगङ्गा भन्छौँ, तिलगङ्गामा भएको त्रिविक्रम वामनको विष्णुको अवतारमध्ये एउटा अवतार वामन हो। त्यो वामनको अवतारको मूर्ति छ, त्यो चाहिँ सबभन्दा पुरानो मूर्ति हो, अभिलेख भएको, पूर्ण अभिलेख, सबै पढ्न सकिने। राजा मानदेवले एउटै समयमा दुईटा मूर्तिहरू स्थापना गरे। एउटा पशुपतिको तिलगङ्गामा स्थापना गर्यो त्रिविक्रम वामनको मूर्ति, अर्को मूर्ति चाहिँ नि लाजिमपाटमा स्थापना गर्यो। त्यो दुईटै मूर्तिमा एउटै अभिलेख छ, एकै प्रकारको अभिलेख छ। दुईटै मानदेवले आफ्नो आमाको पुण्य वृद्धिको लागि मैले विष्णुको अवतार त्रिविक्रम वामनको मूर्ति स्थापना गरेँ भनेर लेखेको छु होइन। त्यसकारण मूर्ति अभिलेख पनि भएको, मिति पनि भएको मूर्ति चाहिँ नि त्रिविक्रम वामनको मूर्ति भयो, तर शैलीको हिसाबले त्योभन्दा प्राचीन मूर्तिहरू छन्। त्योभन्दा प्राचीन मूर्तिहरूमा चाहिँ नि जस्तो आर्यघाटमा भएको विरूपाक्षको मूर्ति पर्छ। विरूपाक्षको मूर्तिको जुन शैली छ नि, त्यो शैली चाहिँ कस्तो भनेदेखि किराँत कालमा शासन गर्ने राजाहरूको जुन शारीरिक बनोट छ त्यो बनोटलाई दर्शाउने खालको मूर्ति छ। त्यसमा अभिलेख छैन, कुनै पनि अभिलेख अहिलेसम्म भेटिएको छैन, त्यसमा कुनै कुरा अङ्कित छैन। तर त्यो विरूपाक्षको मूर्ति स्थापना गरेको जुन मन्दिर हो, त्यो मन्दिरमा अरू पनि दुई तिनवटा मूर्तिहरू छन्। र मूर्तिकलाको अध्ययन गर्ने नेपाली विद्वानहरू, विदेशी विद्वानहरूले त्यो गर्भगृहमा गएका मूर्तिहरूलाई लिच्छवी कालभन्दा पूर्वको मानेका छन्, पहिलेको मूर्ति मानेको छन्, जसमा एउटा विरूपाक्ष भयो। त्यसपछि त्यहाँ मृगेश्वर भनिन्छ। शिवपुराणमा शिवले विभिन्न अवस्थामा आफ्नो स्वरूपहरू परिवर्तन गरेका कथाहरू आउँछन्, जसमध्ये एउटा उनले यो मृगको स्वरूप लिएर त्यो वनमा विचरण गरेको कथा छ र त्यहाँ एउटा मृगको मूर्ति पनि छ। र अर्को चाहिँ नि राजपुरुष पनि भन्छन्, कसैले राजपुरुष भनेछन् किनभने एउटा गद्दीमा त्यहाँ एउटा बलिष्ठ शरीर भएको, अलिकति देख्दाखेरि नै एउटा एकदम स्तरीय मूर्ति भन्छौँ नि हामीले, प्रज्वल खालको मूर्ति छ। त्यसलाई चाहिँ कसैले राजा भनेका छन्, कसैले चाहिँ पछाडिपट्टि सूर्यको जस्तो तेज भएको हुनाले सूर्यको मूर्ति पनि भनेका छन्, त्यो मूर्ति पनि छ। कारण त्यो कोठामा चाहिँ नि त्यो मन्दिरमै भनौँ, त्यो मन्दिरमा 3-4वटा त्यो शेखर शैलीको मन्दिर छ, 3-4वटा प्राचीन मूर्तिहरू छन्। त्यो पनि पशुपति क्षेत्रमा भएको प्राचीन मूर्ति हो। पशुपति क्षेत्रमा थुप्रै शिवलिङ्गहरू छन् जुन अभिलेख भएको पनि छ, अभिलेख भएको पनि, अभिलेख नभएको पनि। फेरि शिवलिङ्ग प्राय 2 प्रकारका 3 प्रकारको शिवलिङ्ग बनाउने चलन छ र 2 प्रकारको बढी प्रचलन छ। एउटा चाहिँ नि हामी सादा शिवलिङ्ग भन्छौँ, जसमा मुख कोरिँदैन, शिवलिङ्ग बनाइएको हुन्छ। शिवलाई पञ्चमुखी मान्ने चलन छ। पूर्वबाट सुरु गरेर तत्पुरुष, सद्योजात, वामदेव, अघोर र ईशान भन्छौँ। पूर्व, पश्चिम, उत्तर र दक्षिण चारैतिर र माथिपट्टि आकाश तत्त्व हुन्छ। त्यो 5वटा मुखको प्रतिनिधित्व गरेर शिवलाई आह्वान गरिन्छ, पूजा कारण पञ्चवक्त्र भन्ने चलन छ, 5वटा मुख भएको शिव। तर त्यो चाहिँ नि कल्पना गरिन्छ, तर त्यसमा मुख बनाइएको हुँदैन। पूजा गर्ने बेलामा चाहिँ नि अब सुरुदेखि नै पूर्व दिशा पश्चिम दिशा गरेर पनि त्यस्तो एउटा सादा शिवलिङ्ग भयो। अर्को चाहिँ नि यही 5वटा मुखलाई फेरि मुहार बनाइन्छ। शिव 3टा आँखा भएको त्रिनेत्रधारी हुन्, त्यस कारण 3टा आँखा बनाइन्छ र शिवले चाहिँ नि गलामा सर्पको माला लगाउने भएर सर्पको माला पनि लगाइएको, हातमा कमण्डलु लिएको, रुद्राक्ष माला लिएको, तर हात त्यसरी शिवलिङ्गमा बनाएको मुखलिङ्ग भन्छ। एउटा सादा भयो, अर्को मुखलिङ्ग भयो। पशुपति क्षेत्रभित्र चाहिँ नि सादा शिवलिङ्ग, मुखलिङ्ग पनि एउटा चाहिँ हामीले पञ्चमुखको कुरा गऱ्यौँ। अर्को शिवलिङ्ग एक मुख मात्रै पनि हुन्छ, एउटा मात्रै मुख बनाइन्छ। दिशा चारैतिर भयो, एउटा दिशामा मात्रै मुख भनौँ। त्यस्तो पनि पशुपति क्षेत्रमा 10-12 शिवलिङ्गहरू छन्। हामीले पशुपति क्षेत्रमा एकचोटि मात्रै पाइला टेक्न पायौँ भने पनि 100वटा अश्वमेध यज्ञ गरेको बराबर पुण्य मिल्छ भनेको छैन। अझ त्यहाँ प्राण जानको लागि मानिसहरूले त्यही भएर धेरैजना काठमाडौँका बासिन्दाहरू अनि अरू पनि केही रोग लागेर अब मृत्यु नजिक छ भनेर थाहा पाइसकेपछि त्यो आर्यघाटमा आएर त्यहाँ बस्ने घरहरू नै थिए, सेतो घर रातो घर भनेर त्यहाँ आएर बसेर प्राण त्यहाँ छोड्न पाइयो। अन्तिम अवस्थामा पशुपतिको ब्रह्मलालमा सुतेर पशुपतिलाई चढाइएको जल सेचन गर्न पाइयो र आर्यघाटमा अन्त्येष्टि गर्न पाइयो भनेदेखि त्यो मान्छेले मोक्ष प्राप्त गर्छ भनेको छ। त्यसले गर्दा त्यो क्षेत्र एकदम ठुलो धाम हो।
त्यस्तै पशुपतिनाथमा हुने लिङ्ग जात्रा, कुण्ड जात्रा, उपलिङ्ग जात्रा मध्ये लिङ्ग जात्रा धेरै वर्षसम्म हराएर चलेको छ, तर उपलिङ्ग जात्रा र कुण्ड जात्रा हराएको छ। त्यसलाई फेरि रिभाइभ गर्नुपर्ने छ। अब यस्तै हामीले प्रचार प्रसार गर्नुपर्छ, रिसर्च गर्नुपर्छ। जति अध्ययन गर्यौँ त्यसका व्यवस्थाहरू मिल्दै जान्छन् र कालान्तरमा यो रिभाइभ हुन्छ नै, हामीले गर्नु पनि पर्छ यसलाई।
हाम्रा प्राचीन स्मारक, प्राचीन सम्पदा भनेको हाम्रो पहिचान हो। हाम्रो यसको चाहिँ एउटा मापन पनि हो। हामी कति सभ्य छौँ, हामी कति, हाम्रो सभ्यता कहाँ पुगेको छ भन्ने एउटा मापन पनि हो। त्यो प्रविधि, त्यो मौलिक स्वरूप र मौलिक सामग्रीहरू जुन चाहिँ अति उत्कृष्ट छ, यहाँको भौगोलिक वातावरणको लागि इकोलोजीसँग म्याच गर्ने गरेर हाम्रो पुर्खाले डेभलप विकास गर्दै गर्दै हामी यहाँ पुगिसकेका छौँ भने यसलाई संरक्षण गर्ने दायित्व हाम्रो हो। र त्यस्ता सम्पदाहरूलाई चाहिँ हामीले मौलिक स्वरूपमा मौलिक सामग्री प्रयोग गरेर मौलिक प्रविधिबाटै बनाउन चाहिँ हामी सबैले प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ र हाम्रो सोच पनि त्यही हुनुपर्छ। विकास निर्माणका कामहरू गर्दा पनि त्यस्ता सम्पदाहरूलाई केन्द्रबिन्दुमा राखेर अरू थप विकासका कामहरू, व्यवस्थापनको कामहरू गर्नुपर्छ।
भगवान पशुपतिनाथको मन्दिर रहेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यो सबै हिन्दूहरूको लागि मात्रै, शिव भक्तहरूको लागि मात्रै अथवा चाहिँ शैव मत मान्नेहरूको लागि मात्रै हो कि भन्ने जस्तो मान्छेले बुझेका हुन्छन्। तर पशुपति क्षेत्र भनेको यस्तो स्थल हो, त्यो सद्भावको क्षेत्र हो। त्यो चाहिँ नि सबैको, अब त्यहाँ पशुपति क्षेत्रमा हामी गयौँ भने त्यहाँ विष्णुका मन्दिरहरू पनि छन्, विष्णुका मूर्तिहरू पनि छन्। त्यस्तै शाक्यमुनि बुद्धका, लोकेश्वरका, पद्मपाणिका मूर्तिहरू पनि छन्। चैत्यहरू पशुपति क्षेत्रभित्रै धन्दु चैत्यदेखि लिएर कुटुबैल, चाबियार होइन अनेक बौद्ध धर्मसँग सम्बन्धित चाहिँ हामीसँग कृतिहरू छन्।
The temple's extraordinary design is attributed to the cumulative contributions of successive kings, each leaving their mark by adding distinctive elements to its architecture. This rich history of royal patronage is the primary factor contributing to the exceptional and intricate design of this revered temple.
प्राकृतिक, धार्मिक तथा सांस्कृतिक रूपमा धनी शैलुङमा तपाईलाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ। यहाँको भौगोलिक इतिहास निकै आश्चर्य लाग्दो छ। प्रथम बुद्ध साङ्गेले स्वर्गबाट झरेर प्रवचन दिनुभएकाले पहिले यस ठाउँलाई साङ्गेलुङ भनिन्थ्यो। पछि अपभ्रंश भएर शैलुङ भनिएको हो। यस ठाउँमा 5औं बुद्ध पद्मसम्भवाएर लामो समय तपस्या गर्नुभएको किम्वदन्ती छ। हिन्दू धर्मको कहावत अनुसार पहिला ऋषि मुनिहरू यहाँ आएर तपस्या गर्थे। कलियुग सुरु भएपछि पाप देख्न नपरोस् भनेर प्रत्येक ठाउँमा ऋषि मुनि अलग भए र यी ठाउँमा थुम्का निस्किए। तपाई हामी अहिले यस्ता 108 वटा भन्दा बढी अवलोकन गर्न सक्छौं। यदि तपाई यी थुम्कामा पुग्नुभयो भने त्यहाँबाट नेपालका 60% हिम श्रृङ्खला हेरेर आनन्द लिन सक्नुहुन्छ। महालङ्गुर, रोलबालिङ, अन्नपूर्ण हिम श्रृङ्खलाहरू तपाईलाई हेरेर चम्किनेछन्। शैलुङले सिजन नै पछि आफ्नो रूप फेर्छ। तपाई हिउँदमा आउनुभयो भने हिउँसित खेल्न सक्नुहुन्छ। चैत वैशाखमा आउनुभयो भने गुराँससित मेतेरी लगाउन सक्नुहुन्छ। शैलुङमा तपाई 100 भन्दा बढी जडीबुटीको अध्ययन गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। चौरी डुलाउने प्रचलित ठाउँ पनि हो यो। यदि तपाई सावाखर्क भन्ने ठाउँमा बिहान पुग्नु भयो भने अवश्य चौरी गाई देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। चौरी गोठमा पोसिलो चौरीको दुध पिउँदाको आनन्द अनि यहाँको छुर्पी तपाई अवश्य बिर्सनुहुन्न। लेकाली भेग भएकाले यहाँको अन्नबालीमा पनि विविधता देख्न सकिन्छ। 6 महिना लगाएर फल्ने यहाँका आलु मुडे लगिन्छ। यहाँबाट प्रचलित मुडेको आलु तपाई कहाँ आइपुग्छ। शैलुङको सांस्कृतिक विविधता पनि तपाईलाई रोचक लाग्ला। यहाँ बहुजातीय समाज छ। तामाङ, मगर, गुरुङ, छेत्री, बाहुन, थामी, नेवार आदिको मिश्रित समाजमा तपाईले मानिसहरू मिलेर गाउँ विकास गरेको देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ। अझै तपाईलाई साहसिक खेल मन पर्छ भने यहाँका गुफाहरूले तपाईलाई पर्खिरहेका छन्। यस्तो रोमाञ्चक ठाउँ काठमाडौँबाट 120 किलोमिटर दूरीमा मात्र छ। तपाई काठमाडौँबाट धुरीखेल, दोलालघाट, खाडी चौर, मुडे हुँदै दोलखाको यो रमणीय स्थल पुग्न सक्नुहुन्छ। खान बस्नका लागि यहाँका आधुनिक होटलहरू र हिँड्न डुल्नका लागि बनाइएका फराकिलो बाटोले तपाईलाई पर्खिरहेका छन्। सैलुङमा तपाईलाई फेरि पनि स्वागत छ।
Mundima nana baisi rogami, mundima nana baisi rogami.
They say that life is all connected, even the most remote of animals and humans all rose from this earth. But after years of life on land and sea, have we thought about how far these connections sustain? Deep within Sri Lanka lies Udavalava, nestled nearly 200 kilometers away from the bustling capital city of Colombo. Born out of the need for agriculture, the Udavalava Reservoir in the 1960s paved the way for elephants to find refuge in the area. The town of Udavalava is an extraordinary tapestry of society where the vibrant synergy of locals and wildlife flourishes. A town where a national park, agricultural land, an elephant transit home, and a community all exist in their harmony. As the sun rises over the serene Udavalava National Park, the people who call this place home embrace a livelihood intricately woven with nature's splendor. Resources are shared among the people of Udavalava and elephants alike. They thrive by building and trading monuments of culture around the world of elephants.
Today in the morning we make the safari, like 4 hours on the jeep, and it was actually really nice. We saw some elephants. We really enjoyed.
Among the cherished traditions in Sri Lanka, passed down through generations, is the awe-inspiring Gajaga Vannama, a mesmerizing dance performance that showcases the elegant spirit of elephants, honoring their grace and power in Sri Lankan heritage. This is the elephant transit home called At Aturu Sevana, a haven that serves as a refuge for orphaned, injured and malnourished elephants. This is where we found the enchanting tale of Namal.
අපේ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ නිලධාරීන්ට හම්බෙලා තියෙන අම්පාර නාමල්ලෝය කියන ප්‍රදේශයේදී වැලක පැටලිලා තුවාල වෙලා ඉන්න පොඩි පැටියෙක් තමයි හම්බෙලා තියෙන කකුලේ ආබාධයෙන් හින්දා. උඩවල ඇත්තටම සෙවණට ගෙනල්ලා මෙයාව අර කකුලේ තුවාලේ වැඩි වෙන හින්දා මෙයාගේ ජීවිතේ බේර ගන්න තමයි මේ කකුල කපලා අයින් කරලා මෙයාට මේ කෘත්‍රිම කකුලක් හදලා දාලා උඩවල ඇත්තටම සෙවණේ බලාගන්න. අවුරුදු 13ක වයස වගේ ටිකක් වෙනස් සතෙක්. මෙයා ටිකක් අර සැරයි. ටිකක් සාමාන්‍ය අනිත් අයට වගේ එහෙම කිට්ටු වෙන්න අමාරු. උරු වෙච්ච එක්කෙනෙකුට දෙන්නෙකුට වගේ තමයි මෙයත් එක්ක ගනුදෙනු කරන්න පුළුවන්. දොවලව මේ ආශ්‍රිත ප්‍රදේශයට ලොකු සම්පතක්. මොකද මේ වගේ සතෙක් මුළු ලෝකේ කොහෙවත් නැහැ. මොන ජීවිත අවදානම හරි මොන දේ තිබ්බත් අර ගොඩක් මම කැමති මේ සතාව බලා ගන්න. මොකද මේ එහෙම කවුරුත් නැතුව ගියොත් මේ සතා තවත් අසරණ වෙනවනේ.
Like Namal, all these gentle giants receive the loving care and attention they so desperately need at this elephant transit home located close to the national park. While Namal flourishes under the watchful eyes of his caretakers, not too far away from the park, the battle for resources between elephants and humans looms.
වයින් නැති කාලෙට ඒ කියන්නේ පැවුම් කාලේට අනිවාර්යෙන්ම එනවා වැඩි. ඒ වෙනකොට උන්ටක් කන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඉතින් උනුත් මේවට එනවා. කියන්නේ අපි ඉතින් එලවනවා. ඉතින් කරදරයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ දැනුවත් වෙන. උන්ටත් ඉතින් අපිත් උන් එලවනවා. උන් එනවා. ඉතින් වගා වලට පයින්නවා. දිගටම ඒක තමයි ඉතින් වෙන්නේ. 6 වෙනකොට 6 7 වෙනකොට අනිවාර්යෙන් බහිනෝම යලි මේවට. බටු හිටවනවා. කෙසෙල් ඔක්කොම ඉතින් කඩා කප්පල් වල දාලා උන්ගේ කැලේ වුණාට ඉතින් අපිත් ගොවිතැනක් කරගන්න මේකට ආවේ. ගොවිතැන් බතක් කරගෙන ඉතින් අපි ඉන්නෝට ඉතින් තරහයි ඉතින් මොනෝ කරන්නද? අලියා! අලියා!
In the face of these challenges, the transit home provided a glimmer of hope. The generous support and compassion of humans offered a lifeline to these magnificent beings.
ඇත්තතු සෙවන කියන එකේ තේමාවම ගත්තොත් යලිත් සියනේ ජිබිම් කරා පාන ගන්න කියන තේමාවට තමයි මේක ආරම්භ වුනේ. විශේෂයෙන් මානව ක්‍රියාකාරකම් සහ විවිධ ස්වභාවික සංසිද්ධීන් අනුව අවතැන් වෙන තුවාල වුණු අතරමං වුණු සත්තු අලිපැටව විශේෂයෙන් පුනරුත්ථාපනය කරන මධ්‍යස්ථානයක්. ඒගොල්ලෝ යම්කිසි කාලයක් මේගොල්ලන්ගේ පෝෂණය, සෞඛ්‍ය විවිධ සමාජීය කටයුතු කරලා මේගොල්ලෝ නිසි වයස එළඹුණාන් පස්සේ මේගොල්ලෝ නැවත ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ නිජ බිම් වලට ස්වභාවික පරිසරයට නිදහස් කිරීම තමයි මෙතන වෙන මූලික සංකල්පය.
Current societal changes, the cultural changes and the development changes has resulted in what we hear and the way we see things today in the present. Today the tourists come to see elephants in captive locations like Udawalawe. Now these relationships and these things being successful in Sri Lanka is because of development, and yet there is this feeling of sustainability in nature that Sri Lankan has, and therefore we feel the elephant as still part of our naturalness.
People help these gentle giants by fostering and even donating milk to the little elephants that find their way to this second home, ensuring that they are nurtured before joining the wilderness once again.
This is the first time, so the baby elephants are so cute.
Yes.
So cute, so many. I like elephants because they're very cute and we don't have elephants at home.
ජීවිතේ ප්‍රථම වතාවට තමයි මේ වගේ අත්දැකීමක් විඳින්න හම්බුනේ. ඒක තහඳ සුන්දර අත්දැකීමක්. මේ වගේ අලි කුඩා අලි පැටව දකින්න ලැබුණේ නම් ප්‍රථම වතාවට මෙහෙම ඒගොල්ලෝ කිරි බනවා, කෑම කනවා දකින්න ලැබිච්ච ඉතින් සුන්දර අත්දැකීමක් විඳින්න හම්බුණා.
The opportunities to see the wild animals and to be with nature and to be in nature is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
උඩවලවේ අලියා ඉන්න නිසා තමයි මේ හැම දෙයක්ම අපට ලැබිලා තියෙන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම අලියා අපි කියනවා කීස්ටෝන් එකක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් එයා යතුරක්. ඒක ජාතික වනෝද්‍යානය තුළ සංරක්ෂිත භූමිය විතරක් නෙමෙයි අලියා යතුරු පෝරුවක් වෙන්නේ. අලියා සංරක්ෂිත ප්‍රදේශයෙන් පිට පරිබාහිර මේ ගම්මානවලටත් මේ අලියා යතුරු පෝරුවක් වෙනවා. මොකද මේ යතුරු කැරැල්ලේ ප්‍රධාන යතුරු නැති වුණොත් මේ ගම වැටෙන්න පුළුවන්. විශේෂයෙන්ම ඍජු හා වක්‍ර රැකියාවල් 10000කට ආසන්න ප්‍රමාණයක් මේ වෙද්දී උඩවලව ආශ්‍රිතව උඩවලව ජාතික වනෝද්‍යානය ආශ්‍රිතව සංචාරක කර්මාන්තයට දායක වෙනවා.
And amidst the serene landscapes of the Udavalava National Park, tourism flourishes. Visitors from around the world are welcomed to witness the grandeur of elephants in their natural habitat, forging a profound and everlasting connection with nature and Sri Lanka. Yet, the true essence of sustainability lies beyond the surface, entwined with the very existence of these gentle giants.
The national park's incredible. So many elephants. We saw the baby orphans this morning as well, which was amazing. Really, really cool. Just so much to see.
The prosperity of the people relies on the delicate balance created by the coexistence of humans and elephants. As the sun sets over the enchanting landscapes of Udavalava, the resounding rhythm of the gentle giants prevails.
My first time, and it's like magnificent. These animals are so beautiful. Like crazy. We've seen hundreds of elephants.
The timeless tales of these elephants stand as a subtle reminder of how people and the gentle beasts alike can walk together. It symbolizes the power of sustainable tourism in Sri Lanka. It symbolizes the power of togetherness.
Nepal's festivals are like colors on a canvas. Communities celebrate occasions that are as diverse as the country itself. These festivals hold deep personal meaning for individuals, going far beyond mere celebration. They are not just events. They are emotional, cultural, and spiritual lifelines that nurture identity, community, and inner happiness. For Nepalis, every festival, whether it honors gods, ancestors, nature, or the cycle of seasons, is ultimately a celebration of life itself. Birth, life, and death are all celebrated with utmost joy and separate rituals as per the communities. It's a reminder that life, like the changing seasons, is full of both light and shadow, and each festival teaches to embrace both with gratitude.
हरेक चाडपर्वमा एउटा एउटा हैन धान रोप्दाखेरि खेतमा हामी पूजा गरेर हुन्छौं, धान थन्काउँदा हामीले हवन गरेर हुन्छौं, नुहाई खाने भनेर भनिन्छ, नवान्न प्राशनको विधानहरू छुट्टै छ। त्यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरूले हाम्रो प्रकृतिमा पनि त्यति नै सुप्रभाव पार्छ र मान्छेको शरीरमा, मनमा र आत्मासम्म पनि यसले सुप्रभाव पार्छ, आनन्द दिन्छ, सत र चित, राम्रो आनन्द र चिरकालसम्म रहने टिकाउ आनन्द दिन्छ भन्ने मान्यताले गर्दा फेरि यो सबै चाडपर्वहरू हामी मनाइरा हुन्छौं।
Major Hindu celebrations like Dasai and Tihar unite families in devotion and joy and is celebrated by majority of Nepalis. While Buddha Jayanti, Loshar, Sakela Udhauli, Shakela Ubhauli, Maghi Shankranti or Maghi showcase the spiritual and cultural vibrancy of Buddhist, Kirat and indigenous communities. Festivals such as Indrazatra, Gaizatra and Yomari Punhi blend history with celebration. For women, Tees and Rishi Panchami serve as expressions of faith and sisterhood. And in the Tarai, Chhat embodies purity, discipline and devotion to the sun and nature.
भौगोलिक हिसाबले सानो भइकन फेरि कस्तो भने जात जातिको हिसाबले पनि थुप्रै ट्राइबहरू भएको, यो सबै एउटै जातिको मात्रै छैन, तर हामीका धार्मिक सहिष्णुता छ, रिलिजियस टलरेन्स भन्छौँ, त्यो विश्वलाई हामीले दिएको एउटा उदाहरण हो। हामीका हिन्दूहरूको चाडपर्व पनि बौद्धहरूले पनि मनाउँछन्, इस्लामहरूले पनि मनाइराखेका हुन्छन्। नितान्त हिन्दूहरूको जस्तो लक्ष्मी पूजाको कुरा गर्यो, दशैँकी कुरा गर्यो, यहाँ राष्ट्र प्रमुखहरू भएको बेलामा हिन्दूहरू बाहेक अन्य धर्मावलम्बीहरू पनि टीका थाप्नलाई हामीका आशीर्वाद लिने चलन छ, त्यो लिनलाई गइराखेका हुन्छन्।
Festivals here reflect its rich cultural diversity and deep sense of community. Shared laughter, music and rituals foster emotional healing and strengthen social bonds. Experts say gatherings and celebrations nurture positivity, hope and meaning.
यो त एकदमै ठुलो कस्तो कुरा रहेछ भने यो रिचार्ज गर्ने भन्छ नि, हामी गरिरहेको परम्पराबाट गरिरहेको यस्ता कार्यहरू गर्दा चाहिँ हामीमा के हुन्छ त स्वतस्फूर्त रूपमा हामी चाहिँ नि एकदम फेरि अब हामीलाई एउटा भित्रबाट पनि शान्ति मिल्छ, सुख मिल्छ, त्यसकारण यो चाहिँ आवश्यकै चिज हो।
Amid modernization, festivals remain vital anchors connecting people to their culture and roots. The togetherness of families, the glow of butter lamps in monasteries during Loshar, and the rhythm of Thime drums in Nevari processions all tell the same story. Nepal is a land where festivals are the very heartbeat of its people.
After around 7 hours drive from federal capital Kathmandu comes Dhunche Bazar, the district headquarters of Rashwa. Further ahead from Dhunche, demographically and ethnic mix, we reach Kerung custom point along Nepal-China border. However, we are headed to another destination. We are going to Gosai Kunda, a beautiful pilgrimage situated 4,380 meters above the sea level, and a perfect mix of adventure and spiritualism. Our trek begins from this very place. With excitement and energy alike, our journey to Gosai Kunda starts from Dhunche Bazar. This is a famous religious tourism site, especially twice a year on Janai Purnima and Ganga Dasara fair in Chester. Thousands of devotees throng this holy place. The first 1 hour of the trek up to Ghatte Khola is largely straight. This is where pilgrims take a tea break and some rest to prepare themselves for the uphill walk. There's a mini Gosai Kunda here as well. Uphill walk through the pine forest and natural diversity continues as we approach few lodges on the way. After nearly about 2 hours of trek, we reach Deurali. Another resting place for pilgrims and trekkers. Sip of tea in this freezing weather is a luxury these small hotels offer. This is also a well-known viewpoint to see the southern districts. The tharpus or shelters built and preserved by the Gosai Kunda Area Development Committee are found almost everywhere on the way.
केही थकान, केही उत्साह अनि केही कौतूहलतासँग सामना गर्दै अबको यात्रा फेरि सुरु हुन्छ.
With more excitement than fatigue, the journey continues from Deurali. It's still a long way, and it's difficult to reach our destination today itself. Fatigue is visible on the faces of these travelers. In an hour or so, we reach Dingsa. This is a junction of Gosai Kunda with another route mixing here. Tharpus and light snacks are available here as well. The trail, though uphill, is not very difficult. The natural beauty of the area, mild weather, and many travelers make the arduous journey much easier. Chandanbari is the next place after about an hour's walk. This is a small but beautiful hamlet for tourists. Cozy but clean and hygienic hotels are found here. Many tourists travel up to Chandanbari even at times other than the two famous religious fairs take place. The oldest yak cheese production factory of a Dairy Development Corporation is here. Even the trekkers take a test of the famous yak cheese produced in Chandanbari. The yak herds also make the environment exciting. Many travelers who cannot bear the fatigue anymore take overnight stop here and head to Gosaikunda the next morning. The place is also known as Singh Monastery, named after the ancient monument itself. The uphill trek continues from Chandanbari for another 2 hours up to Cholangpati. This place, renowned for yak farming and traders, is another stop on the way. Though few tourists are also seen here, yak farmers often gather in monsoon season here. The typical Himalayan lifestyle, cylindrical pine trees and the cold weather greet the travelers. Many temporary structures are set up by local administration, Nepal Army, police among others, along the way during the annual Gosaikunda fair to provide free health care and first aid services to travelers. After another 2 hours walk, we reach the Lowri Bina area. Those who can walk faster take overnight stop at this place that has plenty of hotels. This is the perfect place to enjoy nature and its beauty. The view of mountain peaks including Ganesh, Manasalu, Langtang and some across the border in China and Dhunche Bazaar is a treat to the eyes. The idol of Lord Buddha greets trekkers at this place. The trail also gets a bit less difficult with almost no more uphill walk.
जति जति माथि पुग्छौं उति नै आनन्द आउँछ नै, तर अक्सिजनको कमीले श्वास फेर्न र उकालो चढ्न गाह्रो हुँदै जान्छ। यद्यपि गोसाई कुण्डको दृश्यपान गर्ने अभिलाषा र प्राकृतिक सुन्दरताले त्यसलाई कम गर्ने गर्छ। यता हिँड्न गाह्रो हुनेहरूका लागि बाटो बाटोमा पाइने घोडाहरूले यात्रा सहज बनाउने गर्छन्। शुल्क तिरेपछि घोडा चढेर पनि जान पाइन्छ। यहाँ बुद्धको एक प्रतिमा पनि छ। अब यहाँबाट अलिअलि तेर्सो सुरु हुन्छ। उकालो करिब करिब सकिन्छ।
Legend has it that the place got its name Loribina, meaning free of walking sticks, as travelers discard their walking stick at the end of the uphill climb here. The same walking stick is again brought back while returning from the pilgrimage. Another 2 hours facile walk takes us to Ganesh Gonda. From where the revered Vairav and Saraswati Kunda or lakes become visible. The very sight of the holy water of the ponds rejuvenates every traveler. One of the specialities of Ganesh Kunda is the idol of Lord Ganesh and the tailless mice or the moles known as the ride of Lord Ganesh are seen roaming freely. Gosai Kunda is just 15 minutes walk from this place. The pond, measuring 4 square kilometers in width and 19.2 meters in depth, is the common holy site for both Hindus and Buddhists. Devotees offer prayers at the temple after taking a holy dip in the freezing water of the pond. Twice a year during Janai Purnima and Dasarma fairs, Hindu and Buddhist devotees throng the holy site. The pond is the origin of the mighty Trisuli river. A little further is the Trishul Dhara, or a fountain with its own anecdote. Legend has it that Lord Shiva, after drinking the Kalkut poison, held it in his neck. After holding the poison in his neck, Lord Shiva started roaming around in immense pain and thirst. The fountain was formed here when Lord Shiva struck his trident to quench his thirst. The fountain is the source of water for the ponds here. Lord Shiva is believed to have laid flat on the ground here after drinking the water. As per the legend, this happened on the day of Janai Purnima. Thus comes the popular belief that Lord Shiva still visits this place on the day of Janai Purnima along with other deities. The river Trisuli also got its name as it originated from the place where the Lord had struck with his Trisul, or the trident. Devotees throng this place during Janai Purnima. The atmosphere is lightened by various peasantries, including cultural shows during the fair. A few hotels can be found here for those who want to make an overnight stop. However, many try to avoid staying here due to fears of altitude sickness. Nevertheless, medical camps are adequately set up for emergencies during the fair. Special paid horse ride service is also available for those who can't walk. There are 3 different routes to reach Gosai Kunda. One is the Kathmandu Chisapani Ghopte Suryakunda route. Another route is via Rasua's Langtang Tulu Safru Gosai Kunda. And of course, the route via Dhunchi of Rasua, which we travelled, is probably the shortest and the easiest of them all. This route is 3 to 4 days walk from Dhunchi, depending on the individual's speed. Travelers can choose 2 different routes to and fro Gosai Kunda to spice up their adventure. The revered Gosai Kunda at 4,380 meters above the sea level in Gosai Kunda rural municipality of Rasua district and inside Langtang National Park is a must-go destination for any avid traveler. Ask anyone who has been there. It is indeed a lifetime experience.
Welcome to the studios of NTV World in Kathmandu. Public Service Broadcasting PSB Nepal's new initiative to make Nepal more visible and audible to the global audience. Welcome on board.
This is NTV World, facts that speak, insights that matter.
Telling the stories of a changing planet. NTV World, Nepal's perspective to the world.
Exploring the heartbeat of Nepali creativity. This is NTV World.
The power of story shaped by technology. NTV World.
Unearthing Nepal's hidden heritage. Discovering the timeless Nepal.
Telling stories that endure across centuries. Where culture breathes, stories bloom.
When the world moves, we make a sense of it.
NTV World. Taste of Nepal. Every recipe, every flavor tells the story.
Journalism in the digital age. Fast, focused, verified.
Stories hold power. Stories reflecting life. Stories of the hinterlands.
Reporting for Public Service Broadcasting.
Reporting for NTV World.
This is NTV World. Welcome to News Hour.
This is NTV World. Welcome to Primetime News.
One story at a time.
Crossing borders, connecting voices. Where Nepal meets the world in dialogue. This is NTV World, Nepal's perspective to the world.
Voices that connect Nepal to the world, bringing perspective, region and relevance to every story. NTV World, Nepal's perspective to the world.
Stand by. Mic is on.
3, 2, 1, cue.
We are NTV World.
Nepal's Prime Minister Sushila Karki takes lead in election preparations. Election Commission says preparation index over 60%. Historic Mount Everest route used for first ascent by Hillary and Tenzing to reopen, expected to offer climbers a safer alternative. Nepal and Oman signed first bilateral labour agreement. Move comes 5 decades after establishing diplomatic ties. A budget aimed at ending the longest shutdown in US history headed to Congress. Crucial votes scheduled for today. BBC faces scrutiny as Trump threatens $1 billion lawsuit over edited documentary. UK to launch formal review. And Nepal's biggest sports festival, NPL Season 2, days away. Can making last-minute preparations for November 17 kickoff. I'm Sarah Sapsanamarai and this is NTV World News Hour. We're coming to you live from Kathmandu at 2200 hours and across the globe it is 4:15 p.m. in London, 1:15 a.m. in Tokyo and 3:15 a.m. in Sydney. And now the news in detail. The countdown to the March 5, 2026 House of Representatives election is fueling in a surge in political activity and voter engagement in Nepal. The Election Commission reports over 209,000 new voters since September, with more than 21 new parties seeking registration. On November 11 alone, more than 23,000 people registered to vote, a sign officials call encouraging for public participation. Prime Minister Sushila Karki is urging young voters to register and cast their ballots responsibly. Registration closes November 16, with authorities expecting a record turnout. Meanwhile, talks continue on ensuring smooth coordination and voting access for Nepalis abroad. A historic Mount Everest route, first climbed by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay in 1953, is set to reopen this spring. The restored trail at the base of Nupse Peak offers climbers a safer alternative to the treacherous Khumbu icefall. An international team supported by French organizations and local donors has spent 3 years rebuilding the path to modern safety standards. The $400,000 project is expected to reduce risks, ease base camp crowding and create new opportunities for local guides and porters. Officials say the route will be fully operational by mid-April, marking a historic revival of Nepal's mountaineering legacy. Nearly 5 decades after establishing diplomatic ties, Nepal and Oman are set to sign the first formal labour agreement. Officials say Oman has given consent, allowing Nepali workers to be legally employed in the Gulf nation for the first time. The deal, awaiting cabinet approval, will include insurance coverage, minimum wage guarantees, protection for domestic workers and transparent visa procedures. Currently, most of the estimated 25,000 Nepalese in Oman work without legal safeguards. Once signed, the agreement is expected to strengthen worker protections and formalize decades of unregulated labor migration between the two countries. Now, a budget aimed at ending the longest shutdown in U.S. history is headed to the House of Representatives for a crucial vote Wednesday. On day 42 of the impasse, lawmakers returned to Washington to consider a Senate plan funding federal agencies for 2 months. Republicans expressed confidence the measure will pass, while top Democrats have vowed to oppose it. President Donald Trump has signaled he will sign the bill, saying on Tuesday, "We are opening up our country." The BBC is under fresh scrutiny after US President Donald Trump threatened a $1 billion lawsuit over a disputed Panorama documentary edit. Trump claims the coverage of his January 6, 2021 speech was misleading and has demanded a retraction, apology and compensation. British Culture Minister Lisa Nandy has announced a formal review of the broadcaster before year-end to strengthen independence and accountability. The BBC has admitted an error of judgment, with Chair Samir Shah issuing an earlier apology. The dispute has reignited debate in the UK over editorial standards and public trust in the publicly funded broadcaster. Nepal's cricket revolution continues as the Nepal Premier League trophy makes its way to Kathmandu ahead of the second edition of the tournament. After touring the country from east to west, fans flocked to Basantapur Darbar Square to catch a glimpse of the iconic trophy. The 8-team T20 league featuring national and international stars promises high-octane cricket under 6 new floodlights for night matches. Starting November 17, teams will compete for a top prize of 11 million rupees. We will be looking into this in our cover story. With hundreds of thousands of new voters, a surge in youth participation and dozens of new political parties, the countdown is on for Nepal election. Stay with us to see how the nation is shaping up for what could be a record turnout in our issue of the day. You're watching NTV World. Welcome back to News Hour. Time now for issue of the day. Nepal is counting down to its House of Representatives election on March 5, 2026, with political and voter activity surging across the country. According to Election Commission, more than 209,000 new voters have joined the rolls since the election was announced on September 12. In addition, 21 new political parties have sought registration ahead of the vote. Election Commission spokesperson Naren Prasad Bhattarai highlighted a record day on November 11 when over 23,000 voters registered, calling it an encouraging sign of public participation. Prime Minister Sushila Karki has urged young voters to register and vote with conscience as the Commission extends registration hours and deploys additional staff to handle the growing crowds nationwide. The Commission is also set to issue a party registration notice on November 14, requiring both new and existing political parties to re-register. Meanwhile, discussions are ongoing between Prime Minister Karki and Acting Chief Commissioner Ram Prasad Bhandari to ensure smooth coordination and explore voting rights for Nepalese living abroad. Voter registration will close on November 16, with officials anticipating record turnout in Nepal's 2026 general election. In Nepal, Prime Minister Sushila Karki has met with Election Commission officials to review preparations for the March 5, 2026 general elections. The meeting at the Prime Minister's office, including Acting Chief Commissioner Ram Prasad Bhandari and other senior commissioners. Officials reported that more than 60% of election preparations are already complete and the political environment is smoother than in past polls, with previously boycotting groups now ready to participate. The Commission is also working to simplify voting for those unable to appear in person, integrating national ID details into the voter rolls starting tomorrow. Prime Minister Karki discussed measures to reduce candidate spending and explore inter-district voting, while 22 national and 2 international observer groups have already registered to monitor the polls. Nepal's Election Commission plans to officially announce the election schedule soon, as the nation gears up for what could be a record turnout. In Baque district of the country, over 5,000 new voters have been added since September, most of them young people, as authorities work to update and expand the voter rolls. The district now has more than 330,000 registered voters, almost evenly split between men and women. Election officials are also making the process more inclusive, allowing online applications for updates, corrections, and inter-district registrations while ensuring proper identification requirements. Experts say the surge in registration and youth participation reflects a wider trend in South Asia, where emerging democracies are seeing a record political engagement ahead of the crucial elections. Nepal's upcoming vote is shaping up as a key test of its democratic processes and a sign of an increasingly active electorate in the region. In Nepal's hilly Magdi district, voter registration is surging as the country prepares for its House of Representatives election scheduled for 5th of March next year. Registration at the district office has jumped from just 10 to 15 daily to around 50 people in recent days.
भोटर कार्ड रेजिस्ट्रेसन क्याम्पेनहरु गरेको छ यो चाहिँ हामीले अनग्राउन्ड जोसँग एक्सेस छैन जसलाई थाहा छैन यो कहाँ गएर फारम भर्ने भनेर उहाँहरु त्यस्ता व्यक्तिहरुलाई चाहिँ हामीले अनग्राउन्डलाई एक्सेसिबल गराउनलाई हामीले बुथै गराएर हामी त्रिभुवन चौकबाट स्टार्ट गरेको
यो पहिलो चोटी यो भोटर कार्डको लागि त्यही पनि केही परिवर्तन हुन्छ भन्ने आशा छ अब हेर्दै जाम के हुन्छ अब केही होला भन्ने आशा छ हेरौं
मेरो चाहिँ यो फर्स्ट टाइम हो देशको के नागरिक भए अथवा देशलाई सहयोग गर्नलाई देशको जो अगाडि हुनुहुन्छ प्रतिनिधिहरू उहाँहरूलाई सहयोग गर्नलाई आफ्नो तर्फबाट केही गर्ने योग्य भएछु भन्ने महसुस भइरहेछ.
Our cover story of the day takes us to the heart of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, where the country is rewriting the story of cricket. The Nepal Premier League, which is drawing international stars and inspiring a new generation of Nepali talent. In our sports segment tonight, for now, a short break. Welcome back to NTV World News Hour. Nepal is stepping up its digital and artificial intelligence ambitions on the global stage. Communications Minister Jagadish Kharel says Nepal's participation in the 19th Global ICT Leadership Forum in Seoul, South Korea has been highly productive. Speaking at the forum, Minister Kharel highlighted Nepal's efforts to build a digital and AI-friendly ecosystem, including the launch of the National AI Center, formation of an AI Council, and preparation of a national roadmap for digital Nepal. Kharel also outlined proposals for international cooperation with the South Korean government, the World Bank, and other global partners, focusing on knowledge exchange, capacity building, and economic collaboration in digital transformation. The forum brought together ministers, advisors, and representatives from countries across Asia, along with UN agencies, to discuss strategies for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals through digital and AI initiatives. A historic Mount Everest climbing route, first used by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay in 1953, is set to reopen this spring, providing climbers with a safer alternative to the notoriously dangerous Khumbu icefall. The trail passes through the base of Nuptse Peak, with about 80% of the restoration already complete. An international team of mountaineers has been working for 3 years to rebuild the path, supported by French mountaineering organizations and local donors. At an estimated cost of $400,000, the project combines heritage, safety, and international cooperation. The trail is expected to be fully operational by mid-April, in time for the spring climbing season, marking a historic revival of Nepal's mountaineering legacy. Nepal is facing delays in issuing electronic passports as the government transitions to a new system. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has urged citizens not to apply for passports unless absolutely necessary, citing a technical transition between the old and new service providers. The ministry says the new electronic passport system will be fully operational by February 23rd next year, after which services will return to normal. Currently, Nepal's passport department can print only about 2,000 passports a day, down from the usual 3,000 to 4,000 due to handover process between contractors. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lok Bahadur Paudel Chetri said essential cases such as for medical travel or urgent employment abroad are still being processed without delay. Applicants, however, report long queues and delays, urging the government to decentralize passport services through local administration offices. Officials say alternative measures are being explored to ease the backlog, but have appealed to the public for patience during the transition period. Now, seeing the potential for income, beekeepers in Dhading, central Nepal, are expanding their hives, increasing earnings and boosting local production, all while encouraging greater community participation in commercial beekeeping. We have a report.
For the beekeepers of Dhading, what started as their backward hobby has now turned to a profitable business. After gaining a good income for the bee production, they have upgraded their hives, keeping more than 25 by a single owner. Beekeeping has become popular across the district as a lucrative source of income, with farmers setting up hives even on barren and unused land there. With increasing youth migration abroad in search of opportunities and the resulting fallow land in many areas, locals who continue to live in their villages have taken up beekeeping as a simple livelihood option there. Unlike other crops, beekeeping is easy to manage, and with a shortage of labor for field work, farmers find it more feasible than other agricultural activities. Farmers say, with good market access, selling honey and honeycombs can earn up to 300,000 Nepali rupees per season, with the possibility of harvesting honey 3 times a year.
कृषिबाट आर्थिक समिति अवश्य छ यो ठाउँमा यो मौरी मात्र विभिन्न पेशाहरू विभिन्न कामहरू हामीले गर्न सकिन्छ। सम्बन्धित गर्न निमित्त कृषि भन्दा विकल्पहरू केही छैन यहाँ चाहिँ। म यो देख्छु नेपालमा हैन सँगसँगै यो ठाउँ त अझ कृषिलाई एउटा उर्वरा ठाउँ हो यो ठाउँ भनेर भनेको
Its honeycombs sells for about 15,000 Nepali rupees, roughly equivalent to some $120, while honey itself sells for around 1,500, that is around $12.
Heavy snowfall in early November has caused severe cold in Upper Mustang, a remote Himalayan district in northern Nepal along the border with China. The Mustang Customs Office reports that the Kerala border crossing, a key trade route between Nepal and China, is on the verge of closure due to sub-zero temperatures. Ramesh Khadka, head of the Customs Office in Lomanthang, said delays are worsening as only one Chinese customs official is on duty following the chief's 2-week leave. Temperatures at Kerala have plunged below minus 20 degrees Celsius, while the Nechung Customs Post in Mustang sees early morning and evening lows under 10 degrees. The extreme cold is slowing trade, which has surged through Kerala after flooding blocked the Rasua crossing, another key Nepal-China route. Local traders are facing delays, underscoring how Himalayan weather extremes can impact cross-border commerce. We'll take a quick recap of the headlines before looking into the international headliners. Nepal's Prime Minister Sushila Karki takes lead in election preparations. Election Commission says preparation index over 60%. Historic Mount Everest route used for first ascent by Hillary and Tenzing to reopen, expected to offer climbers a safer alternative. Nepal and Oman signed first bilateral labour agreement. Move comes 5 decades after establishing diplomatic ties. A budget aimed at ending the longest shutdown in U.S. history headed to Congress. Crucial vote scheduled for today. BBC faces scrutiny as Trump threatens a $1 billion lawsuit over edited documentary. UK to launch formal review. And Nepal's biggest sports festival, NPL Season 5, days away. Can making last-minute preparations for November 17 kickoff. A budget aimed at ending the longest government shutdown in U.S. history is set for a critical vote in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. On the 42nd day of the impasse, lawmakers are returning to Washington to consider a Senate-approved plan that would fund federal agencies for the next 2 months. Republican leaders expressed confidence the measure will pass the House despite their slim majority, while top Democrats have vowed to block it. President Trump signaled he would sign the bill into law, saying at a Veterans Day event in Arlington, Virginia, "We're opening up our country."
Of a cost of living crisis that already exists, on the brink of becoming unaffordable.
Congratulations to you and to John and to everybody on a very big victory. We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed. Should have never been closed. I want to thank.
The BBC is facing renewed scrutiny after US President Donald Trump threatened a $1 billion lawsuit over a disputed edit in a documentary. British Culture Minister Lisa Nandy has announced that a formal review of the broadcaster will begin before the end of the year, aimed at strengthening its independence and accountability.
Difference between raising serious concerns over editorial failings and members of this House launching a sustained attack on the institution itself. Because the BBC is not just a broadcaster, it is a national institution that belongs to us all. Every day it tells the story of who we are, the people, places and communities that make up life across the UK.
The controversy stems from a Panorama episode covering Trump's January 6, 2021 speech, which he claims was misleadingly edited. Speaking to the US media, Trump accused the BBC of defrauding viewers, demanding a retraction an apology and financial compensation. The BBC has acknowledged an error of judgment in the edit, with Chair Samir Shah offering a previous apology. The dispute has reignited debate in the UK over editorial standards and public trust in the nation's publicly funded broadcaster. All 20 personnel aboard a Turkish military cargo plane have died after it crashed in eastern Georgia near the Azerbaijan border. The C-130 aircraft went down shortly after taking off from Ganja in Azerbaijan on Tuesday. Georgian Air Traffic Control says the plane disappeared from radar with no distress signal, crashing roughly 5 kilometers inside Georgian territory. Turkey's Ministry of National Defense confirmed the deaths, calling it the country's deadliest military aviation accident since 2020. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Taiwan has evacuated more than 8,300 people and closed schools as tropical storm Fengwang heads toward the island's southern region. The storm, which struck the Philippines as a super typhoon on Sunday, has caused flooding, landslides and power outages, leaving at least 27 dead and 2 missing. The Philippines is still recovering from Typhoon Kalmeji earlier this month. Combined, the two storms have claimed 259 lives, left over 100 people missing and injured more than 500. Millions have been displaced, with homes, farms and vital infrastructure, including roads and bridges, severely damaged. Fengwang marks the 21st tropical cyclone to hit the Philippines this year. Hundreds of indigenous people and supporters staged protests on the second day of the UN Climate Change Conference in Belém, Brazil. The demonstration escalated when protesters briefly entered the conference venue, causing minor injuries to 2 security staff and slight damage to the site. They are demanding stronger protections for indigenous lands and an end to deforestation, illegal mining and agribusiness expansion in the Amazon. The protest comes as President Lula's government emphasizes indigenous stewardship of the rainforest, even as industrial pressures and deforestation continue to challenge environmental policy in Brazil. Business news to follow. For now, a short break yet again.
Nearly 5 decades after establishing diplomatic relations, Nepal and Oman are finally moving toward a formal labor agreement. Officials say Oman has now given its consent to sign a bilateral labor deal, paving the way for Nepali workers to be legally employed in the Gulf nation for the first time. The Ministry of Labour, Employment and Social Security has begun the process to seek cabinet approval before exchanging official letters with Muscat. Ministry spokesperson Pitambar Khimiri confirmed that the agreement will include insurance coverage, protection for domestic workers, minimum wage guarantees and transparent visa procedures. Although Oman hosts an estimated 25,000 Nepali migrants, most are believed to be working there without formal legal channels. Nepal currently allows employment in more than 110 countries, but has a labor agreements with only 12. Once signed, the deal is expected to strengthen worker protections and formalize decades of unregulated labor migration between the two nations. Telecommunications firms are seeking profit stumble as Nepal's consumers move from traditional voice calls to internet-based services. The Nepal Telecommunications Authority reports sector-wide revenue has fallen by about 25% in the past 5 years. The country's 2 main operators, Nepal Telecom and Ncell, earned a combined 68.1 billion rupees last fiscal year, down from 81.2 billion in 2019-20. Authority spokesperson Meen Prasad Aryal says even as data service income nearly doubled, reaching 21.9 billion rupees last year. Telecom firms still remain major taxpayers, contributing around 37 billion rupees to government coffers through various taxes and fees. The figures highlight a decisive shift in how Nepalis communicate, signaling a future increasingly driven by data, not voice. China's Vice Minister of Ecology and Environment, Li Gao, has shared his country's experience in building a carbon trading market and called for stronger international cooperation to tackle global emissions. Speaking at a side event during COP30 in Berlin, Li highlighted China's commitment to climate action and its efforts to develop carbon markets. China launched its national carbon trading system in 2021 and a voluntary emissions reduction market in 2024, aiming to cover all major industries by 2027 and establish a comprehensive cap and trade system by 2030. Li stressed the role of technology, cooperation and consensus in developing carbon markets, urging global collaboration to strengthen climate governance. The event concluded with a roundtable on future trends in carbon markets. COP30 runs through November 21. Google is set to make its largest ever investment in Germany, pledging $6.4 billion by 2029 to boost digital infrastructure and artificial intelligence. The tech giant plans a new data center near Frankfurt and will expand its existing facility in Hanau, while upgrading offices in Berlin, Frankfurt and Munich to create a major European hub for cloud computing and AI. The project will also incorporate sustainable features like using waste heat to power local district heating. Google estimates the investment will add over $1.1 billion annually to Germany's GDP and support around 9,000 jobs during construction and operation.
Time now for sports update. As Nepal gears up for second edition of Nepal Premier League, a trophy tour comes to the Nepal's federal capital Kathmandu, bringing fanfare of the cricket both among fans and clubs. What were the scenes of today's trophy tour and TU Cricket Ground? Virat Anupam brings you more.
What started as an ambitious
part of the country to the far west Nepal, Nepal Premier League trophy has finally come to its final destination, Kathmandu. On Wednesday, the trophy was paraded to the UNESCO-listed World Heritage Site, Basantapur Darbari Square. Cricket fans were visibly excited to see the conclusion of the trophy tour. The 8-team T20 franchise cricket tournament will feature national and international players in the same team and on the same pitch. As the deadline for the NPL is just days away, technicians and workers are working day in and day out to make the event a grand success with floodlights fixture for the first time. The 6 floodlights will help the nighttime tournament attracting audience who would otherwise be busy in the weekday job. Starting from November 17 to December 13, NPL winner will bag rupees 11 million plus prize money for the Festival of the Himalayas. The winner of the first edition of the NPL is Janakpur Bulls, who will grab the trophy for the second edition. This is the $1 million questions. With camera person Rasila Shrestha, Virat Anupam reporting for Public Service Broadcasting, NTV World, Kathmandu.
The Nepal Premier League is emerging as South Asia's newest cricketing success story, blending professional competition with strong financial returns. The league is attracting international stars, boosting local talent and putting Nepal on the global cricket map.
What started as an ambitious idea to professionalize Nepali cricket turned into one of the country's biggest sporting success stories, the Nepal Premier League. Organized by the Cricket Association of Nepal, the first edition of the NPL generated a total revenue of almost 277 million rupees. Around 201 million rupees was spent on tournament operations, leaving a net surplus of over 75.35 million rupees. Each of the 8 franchises received roughly half of the total, amounting to more than 43 million rupees shared among the teams. This level of financial turnover marks a new era for Nepali cricket, one where professionalism and sustainability go hand in hand. The league's success isn't limited to numbers. It has transformed the quality of play. For the upcoming season, franchises have signed international stars like Faf du Plessis, David Malan, Chris Lynn, Ricardo Vasconcelos, and Max O'Dowd, with each team allowed up to 4 foreign players. Their arrival is lifting the standard of competition and drawing global attention to Nepali cricket. For young Nepali cricketers, the NPL has opened new doors. Rising talents such as Rohit Paudel, Sompal Kami, and Kusal Bhurtil are proving they can perform alongside world-class professionals, inspiring thousands of young players across the country. The league has become not just entertainment but a pathway for dreams. On the field, the first edition delivered unforgettable moments. The Janakpur Bulls lifted the trophy after a thrilling chase against the Sudar Paschim Royals, sparking celebrations across the nation. Ticket sales alone are estimated to have brought in more than 40 million rupees, while many matches selling out days in advance. Major Nepali and multinational brands have joined as sponsors, while international broadcaster and digital streaming deals have drawn millions of online viewers. The blend of sport, entertainment, and business has turned the NPL into one of the fastest growing sporting events in South Asia. Beyond the stadiums, the league's impact ripples through the economy. Analysts estimate the NPL generated around 800 million rupees in wider economic activity, supporting hotels, restaurants, transport services, and local vendors. Even tourism has received a boost, with international players and visiting fans discovering the charm of Nepal's cricketing venues. As the league grows, franchises are investing more in youth development, infrastructure, and technology. Organizers are already exploring women's NPL and expansion to more cities, proof that the country's cricket revolution is only getting stronger. The Nepal Premier League has proven that with vision, transparency, and passion, Nepal can host a world-class cricket tournament. And as the second season gets ready to begin, one thing is clear: the spirit of Nepali cricket has never been louder.
Earlier, I spoke to Secretary at the Cricket Association of Nepal, Paras Khadka, and asked him how the preparations were going on with just few days left for NPL Season 2.
We're trying our best. We have a stadium now in place with seatings for the general public. We're trying to send out messages across that if people can't make it to the stadiums, they can watch it from their homes or from wherever they have access to the matches. And most importantly, it's about, the festival of humanity, whatever. It's about what matters inside the cricket field. So we expect a lot of good cricketing action, and this tournament is also going to be a preparation for Nepal heading up into the T20 World Cup. There are a few places which I'm sure with some of the national cricketers who are there currently in all of the 8 teams would want to stake a claim for their position in the national team as well. So all in all, a lot of good cricket that we're looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. There were reports of delays and confusion over foreign player permits last season. How have you gone about it this time around?
I think we pretty much had to align a lot of people because in Nepal, the paperwork takes a lot of time. And I think for the first time, we got work permits for every person who came into Nepal. All the players came in and we went through all. Even right now, the government and the Sports Council have put in a lot of effort to make sure that the permits are granted. And it's about all of the compliance that we're looking into. So we're trying to complete and tick off all of the boxes as early as possible.
Mr. Kharka, before we let you go, what are your expectations for the second season in terms of competitiveness, in terms of audience engagement, and the overall impact on Nepali cricket's growth and also global recognition?
It's about what we present to the world. Obviously, everyone's looking forward to how cricket in the floodlights is going to look like. But on behalf of CAN, we are trying our best to make sure that, we try and meet everyone's expectations. The important thing here is that there's going to be a lot of good cricket players that are going to come in, a lot of good experience for our young cricketers, international umpires, match referee. The broadcast is going to go all over the world. CAN is doing its level best to make sure there's quality in every aspect of this tournament. So there's a lot of investment that we are putting to make sure that the league gets global recognition. So it's about putting up a show. I think we're just into the second season. We shouldn't be too excited. We still have a lot of things that we need to manage at our end. But as of now, with all of the expectations around us, we hope we can live up to the hype of what the first season was and put up a great show and entertain everybody with great cricket.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on NTV World Primetime News, and wish you the best with the second season.
Thank you.
As the country gears up for Nepal Premier League, we asked fans just how big is the NPL for the country. Here's what they had to say.
There are many people who engage in this NPL from different regions. We can generate a lot of income from this also. Income generating businesses also get part in this to get advertisement and many which help to get economically developed.
NPL is big for Nepal. It shows our pride, it shows our culture. Foreign players also come to Nepal to play in this, and it is a big source of Nepalese income.
NPL is doing really a good job in cricket sector nowadays, and it has improved a lot of skills, and this kind of sports also attracts many tourism, which also helps to grow the economic status of the country, and that's why it is really good.
Foreign players come in Nepal, so NPL is very developed for local tournament and the big tournament of Nepal. So foreign player helps to our Nepalese team, Nepalese cricketer teams.
यो खेलले चाहिँ हाम्रो देशको युवाहरू चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्न सक्छ, त्यही भएर हजुर यो खेल चाहिँ योजना गर्नु भएको छ हजुर.
Moving on, Nepal has made a winning start at the ICC Women's Blind T20 World Cup in India, defeating Sri Lanka by 9 wickets in their opening match. Chasing a target of 88, Nepal reached it in just over 5 overs, losing only 1 wicket. Opener Manketi Chaudhary starred with an unbeaten 61, while Vinita Pun and Sushma Tamang contributed crucial runs. Earlier, Sri Lanka managed 87 for 8 in their 20 overs, with Nepal's Kanti Yogi taking 3 wickets. The victory sets up a high-stakes clash with hosts India in their next match. The tournament also features teams from Pakistan, Australia, the United States and England, highlighting the growing global reach of blind cricket. Moving on to tennis, world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz fought back from a set down to beat American Taylor Fritz 6-7, 7-5, 6-3 in a thrilling ATP Finals round-robin match. The Spaniard's comeback, which saw him save multiple break points in the second set, gives him 2 wins from 2 matches and puts him on the brink of securing the year-end #1 ranking. Fritz, last year's finalist, took the opening set in a tie-break, but Alcaraz raised his game in the decider to close out the match in under 3 hours. Alcaraz now needs just 1 more win to confirm the top spot for 2025. And now the weather details, first for Nepal and then from across the world. Wrapping up, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nepal's Prime Minister Sushila Karki takes lead in election preparations. Election Commission says preparation index over 60%. Historic Mount Everest route used for first ascent by Hillary and Tenzing to reopen, expected to offer climbers a safer alternative. Nepal and Oman signed first bilateral labour agreement. Move comes 5 decades after establishing diplomatic ties. A budget aimed at ending the longest shutdown in US history headed to Congress. Crucial votes scheduled for today. BBC faces scrutiny as Trump threatens $1 billion lawsuit over edited documentary. UK to launch formal review. And Nepal's biggest sports festival, NPL season, 5 days away. Can making last-minute preparations for November 17 kickoff. And those are the latest headlines. Do join us on our social media pages and visit our official website, nepaltelevision.com, for more news and information. I'm Sarah Sapsanama Rai. Thank you for watching. Good night.